left in a 5-story residential building in Yusakuva, Donetsk region was damaged following what a Russian-installed authorities described as an overnight Ukrainian airstrike. The building's landing particularly collapsed, though no casualties were reported. Yugoslava, located 21 kilometers from northeast of Donetsk, has an estimated population of 34,000 and at the start of 2022. Local emergency services responded to the incident. Now focusing on Asia, mainly in Japan, Sanae Takaichi has taken office on Tuesday, October the 21st as Japan's first female prime minister. But her cabinet remains surprisingly male-dominated, and her socially conservative record has left many women ambivalent in the country that still has lags in gender equality. Takaichi has appointed only 2 female ministers in a 19-member cabinet, matching her predecessors and falling short of her previously announced plan to ensure women's representation in the top posts, not particularly lower than Nordic countries. Female representatives in Japanese cabinets have never topped 30%, which women comprise much bigger portions of the Nordic cabinets, ranging from Denmark's 36% to Finland's 61%. Let's listen in to what Sanae Takaichi, Minro Kindra and a university professor have to say.
一部高市内閣になったら女性閣僚が6人になるとかいうニュースが流れておりましたが、当初より申し上げております通りですね、私はあくまでも機会平等、チャンスの平等、これを大事にしています。それから全員参加、全世代総力結集、この考えで組閣を行いました。
女性の登用数が過去最多とならなかったことへの見解になりますが、今回の人事は適材適所で行ったところであり、いずれにせよ政治分野における男女共同参画は重要であり、政府においては各政党に対し、男女の候補者の数にかかる目標の設定等について要請を行っているほか、各国や各政党の取り組みに関する情報提供等の取り組みを行っているところであり、引き続き取り組みを進めてまいります。
上智はでも女子学生さんも多いし、ですよね。だからそんなにあれでしょ、なんか私が聞くめちゃめちゃ有名な政治学系のフェミニストの方が高市首相。
Now shifting our focus to the where British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper welcomed leaders from the Western Balkans and the European Union as they arrived in central London to attend the Western Balkan Summit. The summit aims to strengthen political, economic and security cooperation between the United Kingdom, the European Union and the Western Balkan countries. Now Starmer and Cooper personally greeted the arriving delegates, emphasizing the importance of stability and regional partnership. The meeting provides a platform for discussions on key issues such as trade, investment, infrastructure development, and democratic reforms in the Western Balkans. Both leaders stressed the United Kingdom's commitment to supporting the region's European integration efforts, peace and coexistence, and stronger ties with the European partners. The summit also serves as an opportunity for leaders to address security challenges and encourage economic growth cooperation amid a complex geopolitical landscape. Now moving on, Britain's competitors watchdog announced on Wednesday that Apple and Google will face stricter regulations of their mobile platform services under measures targeting tech giants. The competition and market authorities placed the companies under strategic market status after a 9-month investigation. Both Apple and Google criticized the designation, with Google calling it disappointing and quote-unquote disappropriate. They have also called it unwarranted. Now moving on to France, where the Louvre, updates from the Louvre. Outside the Louvre Museum, a crowd of curious onlookers have gathered to witness the window used by thieves in the spectacular burglary that has shocked France and the world. Many visitors, fascinated by the details of the investigators and brazen nature of the heist, stopped to take photos of the exact spot where the intruders climbed into the gallery. The incident has sparked intense political debate and triggered a political storm, with questions being raised about the security measures in place to protect the museum's prized collections. Authorities have also promised to review and strengthen protections, but the scene outside the Louvre remains reflects both public curiosity and concern about how a high-profile theft could occur in one of the world's most famous cultural institutions. The incident has also highlighted vulnerabilities and thrown a spotlight on the challenges of safeguarding cultural treasures like these. Let's listen in to what some Paris residents and tourists have to say.
Le passage, etc. Donc, en fait, c'est tellement fou que ça en devient presque réel. En fait, on se dit plus gros, plus ça passe. Donc, c'est assez impressionnant. J'ai l'impression de vivre l'histoire presque. Donc, ça de mon côté, c'est un peu ouf. Bon, là, je me dis, c'est quand même sécurisé maintenant. Donc, ça devrait plus se reproduire. Et même pour tout vous dire, en passant, je me suis dit, mais en fait, ils pourraient carrément réessayer. Ce serait encore plus gros que ça passerait peut-être. Donc voilà ce que je me suis dit. Et puis voilà, je l'ai vu, puis maintenant je repars.
Well, I really want to see where they came in to steal the jewelry. We're from the Netherlands and we really want to go to the Louvre, but it's really busy right now because it was closed for a few days. So we're not going to see the Mona Lisa, and then we see the window where they came in.
Ich denke, dass das sehr, sehr einfach war, da einzusteigen und dass die Sicherheitsmaßnahmen überhaupt nicht gegeben waren und dass der französische Nationalstolz jetzt total gekränkt ist, weil die ganze Welt über Frankreich lacht.
Alors moi je me balade souvent dans Paris, je suis assez curieux, j'ai une mère architecte donc elle me faisait voir les façades d'immeubles et je suis venu voir cette fenêtre parce que c'est vrai que d'entendre parler d'un casse, c'est quelque chose d'assez, c'est un suspense, il y a une intrigue derrière ça. Donc voilà.
Now moving on, a man has been shot and injured for supporting Serbian President Alexander Vučić outside the parliament building in Belgrade, where anti-government protests have been ongoing. The incident occurred in a park between the parliament and Vučić's office, where Vučić supporters have stepped up tents to block protesters. Suspect Vladin Andrejkov allegedly fired shots at government supporters. Now Milan Bolkanev, where he peered into the tent, and the shooting comes amid continued unrest sparked by the deadly collapse of a train station awning in Novo Sad last December. President Vučić has called the shooting an act of terrorism. Let's listen in.
Ispred Doma Narodne skupštine Republike Srbije, Anđelković Vladan, rođen 1955. godine u Beogradu sa prijavljenim prebivalištem na opštini Stari grad. Izvršio je, to je moja politička i kao rekao bih vrlo dobrog pravnika ocena, užasan teroristički napad na druga lica i tuđu imovinu, izazvao i opštu opasnost, a naravno konačnu pravnu formulaciju i kvalifikaciju dela daće nadležno tužilaštvo.
Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson has said that Sweden has signed a letter to intend to export up to 150 of its domestically produced Gripen fighter jets to Ukraine. Following a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the two leaders met for talks in Linköping, southern Sweden, and have visited aerospace and defense company Saab. The maker of the JAS-39 Gripen fighter, the Global Eye surveillance aircraft, missile systems and anti-tank infantry weapons and other equipment. Kristersson has stated that the two countries have signed a long-term cooperation agreement over air defenses that included the possibility of exporting 100 to 150 newly produced Gripen E-fighter jets. Now moving on to Uganda, where a tragic bus crash has happened and has claimed the lives of 46 people after a head-on collision between two buses on the Kampala-Gulu highway in Kiryandongo district just after midnight on Wednesday. The initial death toll was reported as 63, but later revised to 46 after some victims were found to be unconscious, not dead. Investigators indicate that the crash occurred as the two buses coming from opposite directions attempted to overtake a lorry and a SUV. President Yoweri Museveni has sent his condolences to the victims while campaigning for his January general elections near the site of the accident. Now, staying in the same continent, Africa, there are 40 migrants from sub-Saharan Africa which were found dead on Wednesday following a shipwreck off the coast of Tunisia, while 30 others were rescued. A judicial spokesperson has confirmed this. Initial investigations indicate that 70 people were on board the vessel, according to Walid Chibatri, spokesperson for the Public Prosecutor's Office in Mahadia. 40 bodies, included infants, were recovered and 30 were prosecuted, he added, saying that they were all from the countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The local authorities are now investigating the circumstances of the shipwreck. With that, it's a wrap on the newsroom. Keep watching for more breaking news and updates.